Introduction. Nestled in the heart of a bustling city was a small, unassuming cafe called the Whispering Willow. Known for its welcoming atmosphere, it was a refuge where patrons could escape the chaos of city life with a cup of coffee and quiet contemplation. Grace Leighton was the cafe's owner. Scenario: one cool autumn afternoon, beneath the amber leaves fluttering like whispers of forgotten moments, Grace was rearranging the chairs on the outdoor patio. A familiar face entered, his shoulders stooped and eyes weary. It was Paul Miller, a local artist who frequented the cafe. Paul often sat in his favorite corner, a quiet spot where the soft light danced through the willow branches. As Grace waved to Paul, she noticed his face was unusually solemn. Intrigued, she approached his table, holding a cup of his usual order, a simple black coffee. "Hey Paul, everything okay?" she asked, setting the cup before him. Paul sighed heavily before speaking. "Grace, do you ever regret something you said?" a moment whispered in haste, not realizing its impact. Grace paused, taken aback by the question. "I suppose there are always moments we wish we could take back," she replied, her curiosity piqued. Paul ran a hand through his hair in frustration. "Yesterday, I had an argument with Emily, my assistant. She's been there through thick and thin, but I was so annoyed. I said things, words I didn't mean. I could see the hurt in her eyes, Grace. I've apologized, tried to make amends, but it's like something broke." The usually comforting warmth of the cafe seemed to turn into a poignant reminder of the weight of words. Clever plot, Grace nodded understandingly and shared a story of her own. "You know, my father always said, be careful not to throw out a conversation whose effect will not go away easily, and that scar will remain in someone's heart forever without you realizing it. When I was younger, I was quick to speak, as if my thoughts needed to escape before I could think them through. It took a falling out with a dear friend to understand his words deeply. We repaired our friendship, but an invisible scar always lingered." The cafe was quiet except for the gentle hum of the city streets, an audience to Grace's heartfelt confession. "Words can pierce sharper than any sword," she continued, her voice barely above a whisper. "But they can also mend if given the chance. Perhaps, when Emily is ready, genuine and considered conversations might someday heal that wound." Paul listened intently, the gravity of Grace's father's wisdom settling within him. Deep and concise conclusion. Over the next few weeks, Paul made it his mission to return to that moment with Emily, not with clumsy words but with patient and heartfelt conversation. It was not easy, but slowly, the hurt began to mend, leaving a bond stronger than before. Grace watched from her corner in the Whispering Willow, smiling privately. In time, the story of Grace and Paul spread through their community as a reminder of the power and weight of words. The cafe, with its warm corners and friendly faces, continued to be a sanctuary where conversations thrived, always echoing the wisdom that had bound the community. As Paul picked up his brush to paint once more, the canvas reflected more than just color, it reflected hope, understanding, and the quiet promise of kind words. And so, everyone at the Whispering Willow learned that conversations, like the echoing winds through the willow trees, had the power to leave a lasting impact on those who dared to listen deeply.